The village shimmered under a golden sky. Warm rays painted every roof with a glowing softness. The air smelled of ripe hay and distant pine. It looked peaceful. It felt peaceful. Yet something was wrong. I sensed it the moment I stepped onto the dusty path. The silence was too deep. Too perfect. As if the entire village held its breath. My footsteps echoed against empty wooden walls. Windows glowed with sunlight but revealed no movement behind them. Curtains hung still. Chairs stood untouched. Not a single voice broke the calm. A strange warmth pressed against my skin. Heavier than sunlight. Almost like a hand guiding me forward. I tried to call out. My voice sounded swallowed by the air. The echo returned flat and delayed. As if the village itself answered me. I passed the old fountain. Its water sparkled unnaturally bright. The light bent across the surface in twisting shapes. Shapes that did not match the sun above. A prickling feeling crawled across my arms. The warmth grew stronger. It wrapped around me like a soft blanket with sharp edges. I kept walking. Something compelled me to move deeper into the heart of the village. A narrow alley waited ahead, bathed in a beam of golden light that looked almost solid. The air changed as I stepped inside. It thickened. It hummed. The sunlight felt alive. Then I saw it. A shadow moved across the far wall. Slow, smooth, silent. But the alley was empty. There was nothing that could cast it. I felt a jolt in my chest. My breath hitched as the shadow stretched toward me. Its edges sharpened. Its shape shifted. It reached the ground at my feet. The warmth around me pulsed. The light brightened until it stung my eyes. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. The shadow rose. It lifted itself from the wall like a creature peeling away from another world. The sunlight wrapped around it, almost welcoming it. I stepped back. The ground felt too soft. As if it was not ground at all but something breathing. Then the shadow tilted its head. Its outline flickered like a flame. It looked at me. The warmth vanished in an instant. Cold rushed up my spine. The creature stepped forward. Its feet made no sound on the earth. Its shape distorted with every movement. I tried to speak. My throat tightened. My voice refused to rise. A low vibration filled the air. The walls trembled. The sunlight dimmed as if inhaled by an unseen force. The shadow raised an arm. A long, stretched arm made only of darkness. The golden light around it twisted with a sudden violent surge. The village seemed to whisper. Every wall, every window, every beam of sunlight. Something shifted behind me. A soft rustle. A slow exhale. I turned. The sunlight gathered in front of me. Spinning, curling, forming shapes that should not exist. The warmth returned, but this time it felt wrong. It pressed against my chest like an invisible weight. The air pulsed. The ground quivered. The creature of light leaned closer. And then the creature of light leaned closer. Its form vibrated like heated glass. The golden glow around it throbbed with a strange rhythm. Almost like a heartbeat. A heartbeat that did not belong to anything human. My lungs tightened. The air tasted metallic. A tremor spread through my fingertips. Each breath felt pulled from me rather than taken by me. The creature of darkness stood behind me in complete silence. Its shadow stretched along the ground like a long stain. The light creature and the shadow creature faced one another through me. They stood like two halves of something ancient. Two pieces of a secret I was never meant to discover. The sunlight deepened. It thickened until the beams looked like sheets of molten gold. They dripped from the rooftops. They slid down the walls. They pulled at my feet. The golden pool shimmered, with soft ripples. It felt alive, alive in a way that made my stomach twist. My heartbeat pounded with a rough intensity. A low hum rose from the ground. The earth vibrated beneath my shoes. Small pebbles shifted as if stirred by an unseen breath. The shadow creature stepped closer. The air around it grew sharper, colder. The cold pushed against my skin like needles. It crept under my clothes with unnerving clarity. The light creature stretched its hand toward me. Its fingers were long and transparent. Inside its arm, threads of shimmering light swirled in constant motion. Like veins that carried liquid sunlight. My body refused to move. My legs stiffened. My arms dangled at my sides. Every instinct urged me to run, yet no part of me responded. A thin whisper filled the alley. It sounded like wind, but the air was still. It carried no breeze, only a voice with no mouth, a voice that came from the village itself. The whisper grew clearer. It curled around my ears. It seeped into the space between my thoughts. It told me something I could not understand, something I did not want to understand. The light creature stepped forward again. Its glow intensified until every surface burned with golden brightness. The walls shone like metal. The ground shimmered like glass. The shadow creature stiffened. Its edges sharpened. Its form solidified as if resisting the sunlit force. The two beings moved in opposite patterns. One flowed like a warm tide. The other stretched like dissolving ink. Their motions circled me in slow spirals. I felt squeezed between them. Caught between warmth and cold. Between glow and void. The sunlight twisted upward. It spiraled around me like a rising column. The warmth grew heavier. It pressed down on my shoulders like a weight. A strange taste filled my mouth. Sweet, bitter, familiar in a way that made my chest tighten. A memory flickered in my mind. A childhood visit to a village with the same golden glow. A place my family never spoke about again. A place they told me to forget. The creatures froze, as if my memory triggered something ancient in the air. The shadow creature tilted its head. Its form quivered with unreadable intent. The darkness around it pulsed. The light creature stepped even closer. Its face took shape, a shape I recognized. The shape of someone who should not exist. The shape of a person lost long ago. A person whose name I had whispered in dreams. My chest tightened with a sudden sharp ache. My vision blurred at the edges. The world spun in a soft, golden haze. The creature reached out. Its hand hovered inches from my chest. The sunlight quivered with anticipation. A heavy groan rose from beneath the earth. A deep, ancient sound that carried through every stone of the village. A sound like something waking after a long sleep. The ground buckled. The walls trembled. The fountain surged with blinding white light. The two creatures reacted instantly. The shadow stretched tall and rigid. The light flared with violent intensity. Both focused on the center of the village. The earth split with a thin glowing line. The crack spread outward like a living thread of fire. It cut through the dirt path. It sliced around my feet. It opened with slow, dreadful purpose. The whispering voice grew louder. It filled my skull with a rising hum. The pressure pushed against the inside of my head. My thoughts scattered like dust. The creatures moved closer to me. Too close. Their forms nearly touched mine. The heat on one side. The cold on the other. The golden crack widened. A blinding surge of energy rose from its depths. The air shook with a thunderous vibration. I tried to step back. My heel slipped on the trembling ground. A wave of dizziness washed through me. My vision pulsed with flashes of white. The creatures hovered inches from my face. The warmth and cold collided in chaotic ripples. The light strained toward me. The shadow pulled away from me. Both forces dragged against my chest like opposing tides. The golden light erupted upward. It tore through the air. It swallowed sound. It swallowed the sky. And then the golden light swallowed everything around me. The sky vanished. The village dissolved into a warm haze. The world became a single sphere of radiance without edges or shadows. For a moment, I floated in absolute silence. No warmth, no cold, no breath, only light. Then the glow softened. A faint outline appeared before me. The light creature stood with clear shape now. Its features were human, gentle, familiar. I stared into its face. Recognition settled over me like a slow dawn. It was the face of the person my family lost many years ago. The person who vanished without farewell. The creature did not speak. Yet I felt its message. It flowed into my thoughts like warm wind. It showed me memories hidden by fear. It showed me the truth my family tried to bury. The sunlit village was never abandoned. It was never empty. It was protected, guarded by the bond between light and shadow. The villagers had embraced a power that came from the heart of the earth. A sacred energy that granted eternal presence. Not life, not death, presence. They existed within the sunlight itself. Their essence lived in every glowing wall, every golden beam, every whisper that drifted through the quiet streets. The shadow creature approached with soft steps. Its darkness no longer felt cold. It wrapped around me with a gentle calm, a reassuring quiet, a balance to the light beside it. Together they formed a single truth. Light and shadow were not enemies. They were guardians, two halves of the lost villages, two forms shaped from memory, devotion, and ancient duty. The ground beneath me steadied. The village reformed around us. The fountain, the alleys, the rooftops, all returned in a gentle shimmer. But now I saw the difference. The golden glow was not empty light. It breathed with the quiet presence of those who stayed behind, those who chose to protect the secret. The light creature stepped closer. It placed a luminous hand over my heart. Warmth spread through my chest. Slow, steady, deep. A message filled my mind with undeniable clarity. A promise that the village would remain guarded, protected from those who sought to exploit its secret. And an invitation for me to carry the truth responsibly. The shadow creature extended its hand as well. Its darkness settled around my shoulders like a comforting cloak. The two beings stood before me in perfect balance. A harmony of brightness and calm. A reminder that every light must have a shadow. Every shadow must hold a core of light. The golden crack in the earth closed with a soft sigh. The whispering voice faded. The village returned to stillness. Peaceful, warm, alive. I stepped back onto the sunlit path. My heartbeat slowed. My breath steadied. The air felt lighter. The creatures slowly dissolved back into their elements. Light into the rooftops. Shadow into the walls. Both watching. Both waiting. Both at peace. I walked toward the edge of the village. The sunlight followed me with a gentle glow. Not threatening. Not demanding. Simply present. At the final gate, I paused. I looked back at the golden streets. The quiet windows. The still fountain. I felt no fear now. Only gratitude. And a weight of responsibility resting quietly in my chest. The sunlit village had shown me its truth. A truth nobody else knew. A truth I would carry with care. I stepped beyond the last beam of sunlight. The road ahead opened wide and quiet. The breeze brushed my face. A soft whisper followed me from behind. A whisper of light. A whisper of shadow. A whisper of a secret that would forever stay alive in my heart. And the village remained behind me. Warm, silent, watching, guarding the secret nobody else knew.